It all started in southern Delta State with a viral video on social media showing the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS police officers allegedly shooting a young man dead. The already heightened tension between the young people and SARS officers got to its limit. Hundreds of thousands of Nigerians between the ages of 18 and 45 took to the streets in a string of 21 cities in Nigeria, calling for an end to police brutality. This place, Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos, served as the epicenter and the headquarters of the protest, feeding other cities in Nigeria with the strength from the young people to contest and protest police brutality. And then October 20th, 2020, the unexpected happened.
One of the disruptive activities that placed Nigeria on the edge and made it the central focus of global activism and attention in 2020 was the protest against police brutality provoked by the officers of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, a unit of the Nigerian police force. The 1990s saw a rise in the spate of violent crimes in Nigeria, ranging from armed robbery, kidnapping, cultism, instigated by the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, and gangsterism, thus causing mayhem in the country. In the bid to check the growing menace and combat the activities of criminal gangs, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, was established and mandated to arrest, investigate and prosecute suspected armed robbers, murderers, kidnappers, hired assassins and other suspected criminals, thus achieving many laudable feats and success in accordance with the terms of reference.
It got to a point where armed robbery incidents were getting too rampant in the country, and then they needed a special squad, trained specifically to tackle armed robbers, trained specifically to bring to a minimal the activities of armed robbers. And so they were not meant to be known. They were not meant to be seen along the streets the way they turned out to man roadblocks, stop people, search people, and all of that. But along the line, I think corruption set in. The need for some of them to use that to enrich themselves was what actually destroyed the original motive, which was to serve everybody and which was serving everybody real good.
In the developed country, even a criminal will be treated well. And you are suspecting someone, and you've started brutalizing the person. It is insane. It is not okay. So let's treat ourselves with dignity. By doing that, everybody will have the sense of our security agent, they are working, and everybody we actually support them.
I was here in Lekki last year, not on the 20th of October anyways, but the week before that I was here. I protested. It was beautiful. It felt good to see Nigerians finally having one mind, speaking one thing in one voice, and that was we wanted change, we wanted more. So yes, the protest was what we needed at the time.
Over time, the SARS unit was allegedly involved in widespread human rights abuse, extrajudicial killings, torture, arbitrary arrests, and unlawful detention and extortion. They were also accused of targeting and detaining young men of cybercrime or being online fraudsters simply on the evidence of possessing a laptop or a smartphone.
The Nigerian police, I swear, I don't really know how to define them, because what they do, of course, they are humans, and they have to they take most of them even take bribes from younger people. Like they just see you on the road and they are stopping you, thinking you're a fraudster. They want to check your phone and stuff. Those things are not really allowed. Like it doesn't work that way. You can't just see somebody and want to check the person's phone, and because you think the person is a fraudster. Most of them sometimes they don't even think you're a fraudster. They just want to take money from you. The way they treat the youth, it's not really fair. So I think the government should really see into that and try to fix it.
On no account should anybody give his telephone to a policeman. Tell the policeman, teach him that he's going out of bound, that is not his primary responsibility. If a policeman accosted you and he says you are under arrest, ask why you are being arrested. And then if he says let's go to the police station, do not argue with him, go with him. When you go to the police station, ask for your lawyer.
The hangar about SARS activities built momentum nationwide, stemming from online advocacy to street protests that shook the nation to the core.
Personally, I even came to the Lekki toll gate to protest last year, and it was really an experience that I would say I'll never forget, because we were really scared. Police is supposed to protect its citizens at that particular time, because you know that when they are protesting, hoodlums can come and decide to scatter, they can come and decide to steal, they can come and decide to do all sorts of things. I think it's the right of the police to ensure that these citizens are protected. I mean, we are the citizens of Nigeria and we deserve every security and protection.
Our protest is never against the government, but to speak our mind as a voice with passion for what the people want.
The original intention of the youth who were protesting was to demand for police restructuring and police reform. Where is SARS today? SARS has been dissolved. What are you going to protest over?
It was a very shameful thing that our country shut us down. Our country literally shut us down, and it did not matter what we said. It did not matter how we said it, but our leaders just wanted to do what they wanted to do. And so in that moment, that was the one time I ever felt ashamed of being a Nigerian.
It attracted attention all over the world, with celebrities such as musician Kanye West, footballer Odion Igalo, actor John Boyega, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey among a list of people to have voiced support for the protest. Amid the protest, President Muhammadu Buhari announced the disbandment of the SARS unit of the force and heralded a police reform in the process.
Use this opportunity to say a word on the recent genuine concerns and agitations by Nigerians about the excessive use of force and in some cases extrajudicial killings and wrongful conduct by men of the Nigerian police force. The disbanding of SARS is only the first step in our commitment to extensive police reform in order to ensure that the primary duty of the police and other law enforcement agencies remains the protection of lives and livelihoods of our people. We will also ensure that all those responsible for misconduct or wrongful acts are brought to justice. We also deeply regret the loss of life of the young man in Oyo State during the recent demonstrations. I have directed that the circumstances of his death should be thoroughly investigated. Meanwhile, it is important to recognize that the vast majority of men and women of the police force are hardworking and diligent in performing their duties. The few bad eggs should not be allowed to tarnish the image and reputation of the force.
1 year after the sad incident that took place in Lekki toll gate, action taken to quell the protest and the deep cut it left behind still hurt. It is imperative to note that as the government embarks on continuous reforms of the force, it is believed that sensitive areas such as emotional intelligence and human relations is entrenched into the training module of officers, coupled with the mechanism to police the police for effective monitoring to be achieved. Oyinpreye Kurmale, High Impact Television.